issues that have been making waves on the social media over the document Onyendu wrote, the letter he wrote, and all the brouhaha surrounding that letter. All the challenges, all the lies, blackmail, peddle against the leadership of this movement in the absence just to destroy the movement. But one thing is very clear. Our hands are clean. We have come with a genuine heart. Many Biafrans are fighting this struggle with a genuine heart. And this evening, I will hammer on those things once more. I am someone, people cannot lie against me. I am not one of those you can lie against him and I will keep silent. You can't lie against me. I will confront you head on because I know I have no skeleton in my cupboard. I have nothing to hide in this struggle. People who are always interacting with me or people who are dealing with me in anything I do, I am a straightforward person. A man of self-accountability and deep-rooted in morality. And that is why I have come so long. This is my 10th year in this struggle. Some people came up, they said, we don't know it. You don't know me because you have not been in this struggle. You came in last year, you say you don't know Chinasa Nworu because you came last year, or you just jumped into this struggle. Who is a member of IPOB for many years now that do not know who is Chinasa Nworu? Is it because we don't wear suits and come out on social media to speak? Everybody have what he has to do. This journey is still a very long journey. And those who are not sensible enough, who are not strategically enough, will never make it to the end. Those who have come with a greedy mind, with a criminal mindset, will never make this journey to the end. Of course, death may come along the way. It doesn't mean that everybody who will fall along the way is because of his criminal mind. But those I am referring to, it is very, very clear, and they know themselves. So this evening, I will put up our discussion in two different stages. It will be the internal issues, the blackmail, or everything that is rocking the lies peddled against many top leadership of this movement, and also what is happening in our borders, how it's going to affect us, and why we must, everybody get prepared on what is about to come. Everything is approaching very fast. They know the reason why they take away Mazi Chinasa Nworu. It is because of days like this. Because they know what is going to happen. That is why they continue to set up people who will come to distract you, people who will come to make you continue to shout on the social media, your papa, your mama. You don't know when things are happening. People who will come out and always ask you, what are you doing for Mazi Chinasa Nworu to come out? And they have never done anything themselves. At least let them do. If they said we have not done anything, what have they do by themselves? What have they done? Or what are they doing? They can only come on social media and tell you, what are you people doing? Because they don't know. And at the moment you tell them, their chief infiltrators, they will pass information from him, they will come out and use it as a program and run. Do you understand me? Stole idea to go to pronounce so that people who are watching content creation will be able to surround and they will make money through YouTube. Before they come to Facebook, before they come to social media, before he came out from the village where he's living in the Scandinavia, some of us has been here. And it is because we are here, many of us, that is what he heard, and he came out. But today, people have seen how they are working tirelessly, sponsored by the Nigerian government and the DSS, to make sure they destroy this movement, which they have failed. Biafrans, I'm telling you, in a couple of months' time, the government, everybody has to be at watch out, because they are bringing up a new person. We don't know where the person is still coming from, the angle he's going to do his attack, because they have concluded that this guy could not deliver the mission. The chief infiltrator has failed. He could not deliver the mission. You see him now all over. Do you understand me? Shouting everywhere. They wake up, they shouted. The other one, the sibling of Onyendu, cannot write without calling Chinasa Nworu. You know, the hotel, the Chinasa Nworu hotel. This is only, they sleep and wake up Chinasa Nworu, because they know there are people whom they cannot cajole, or whom they cannot push or compromise, or who they can open eyes and talk to. And for that reason, in order not to waste much of the time here, Mazi Chinasa, I will hand over this mic to you, so that we will start this program and people will be educated this evening. They will be informed. They will understand what is happening in this struggle. I want to filter their mind, for them to zero their mind and understand that all we are doing is to make sure that Mazi Chinasa is freed from the detention. We make sure that we keep moving until Biafra is restored, and make sure we keep this family, because if we fail, the Biafra struggle is gone for this generation. Thank you, Mazi Chinasa.
Ndewo Mazi, Ndewo. We must continue. Mazi, I want us to start from where you mentioned. You talked about you talked about the letter of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu through Aloy Ejimako, Barrister Aloy Ejimako. It was delivered. I know it looks as if out of is it frustration, I can say, or anything?
But your voice is cracking. I'm not hearing you very well. Your voice is cracking.
Can you hear me? Yeah, it is raining heavily here. Can you hear me now, Mazi? Mazi Nasa, can you hear me?
Mazi, I could not hear you. I cannot hear you, but I'm hearing you now. Do you understand me? I don't know if you can repeat the question you were saying, so it will.
Yeah, I said.
To pick it up.
Yes, I said. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now clearly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. What I was saying. Let us start from where you started, where you mentioned before. About the letter of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you know, to the extent that he used his hand to write letter and deliver through Barrister Ejimako, which he did, and many other things that followed. But I want to understand, also, we saw about the statement of Benjamin Madubugu that visited Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Finally, he mentioned that anything that comes from, including Mazi Ejimako, is from him. But people are asking now, what is the basis of attacking Mazi Ejimako? Please, we need clarification. People need clarification. What is the basis of attacking Ejimako in this issue? Please, that is the first thing I want to, please. Somebody is calling. People are calling. When people are calling. Mazi, I don't know whether you understand me. Somebody called this line. Yes. That was what put it on hold. Do you hear what I said? Mazi. Do you hear what I said?
Yes, I heard you very well, very clearly.
Yeah, please go on.
Okay, Mazi. Okay. If you can mute from your side so that I can't get any. Thank you, Mazi. It's very clear now. Mazi, let me start from the question you just threw right now. Mazi Benjamin, this is completely 2 years. The leadership have tried all they could. for Mazi Benjamin to visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the detention facility. Many people have fought against it. Last month, the leadership also spent money to make sure that Mazi Jonathan, when Onyendu wanted to see him, Onyendu want to hear from him, because all this while, those who go to tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu about IPOB, mainly his siblings. The siblings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu are the ones that goes to tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And the barristers, that is, the barristers is if we send them message, and we don't know other messages they used to drop for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But it is only Benjamin Madubugu, whom we know is an IPOB member. He went to prison because of this struggle. And for 2 years, we have tried. On many occasions, they label him all kind of things. They bring confusions. And all these things they did was to make sure that Benjamin don't visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because we know if Benjamin visits Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as an IPOB member, he knows the structure, he knows everything. At least he can be able to tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu what is happening outside the four walls of the DSS dungeon. Mazi, am I coming out? He's saying my connection lost. I don't know if it's affecting the... Mazi, am I coming out? He's saying my connection lost. I don't know if it's affecting the
And if I jump any zoo soldier, he go here and go. Say, you know, I get a juke bucket, yo. Oh, nah. You get it, gonna get rocket, yo.
Welcome back. This is Radio Biafra House of Service. Welcome back, please. There is some technical issues that came up, but I think it's fixed right now. So we must continue, please. Please. I welcome each and every one of you back to this hallowed platform. So, Mazi Chinasa Nworu, you are continuing. Please continue. Let me see. Please hold on. Yes. Please continue in what you're saying. Continue. You understand the question?
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Your voice is crystal clear.
Yes. Yeah. So, Biafrans, from where I stopped, I was talking about how our brother Mazi Madububu, we tried to make sure he visited Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on several occasions have asked him to come and see him in the BSS dungeon, which we have tried on many occasions and failed. But, Chukwu Kadeyama is great. Last month when he asked him to come also, he went there. He could not see him. But so God, with infinite mercy, last Thursday he went there and he was able to meet Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And we realized also for the fact that there is nobody from the leadership who goes directly or who can be able to communicate to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that people took that opportunity to blackmail IPOB leadership. They took that opportunity to blackmail everybody they think that will be a hindrance for them to be able to hijack the struggle. That was what has been happening for 2 years. Because I could remember the day Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped. Everything was in order. We were communicating, like I said, I continue to say it, I was communicating with him on that particular day until he told me, okay, I will get back to you. And that was the last day. And suddenly, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned to Nigeria, a lot of things start happening. A lot start happening. In one of the things I wrote on social media about the letter was written by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But you see, one of his siblings, who is very good to come on social media, he has nothing to talk since they hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to talk about Chinasa Nworu. I wrote that this message has been given for past 1 year, for a very long time. The letter is not coming new. And can any one of them argue that? That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, why would Mazi Nnamdi Kanu even go to the extent to write a letter? Because, and they gave it to them, gave it to Aloy to present this letter, even though some of us are not somehow agreeable. Of course, not everything people do you must accept or you must just say it's okay. But for us, there was no need of even giving a written note. Why a written note was given out was because this message, Onyendu have continually sent this message. If you compare the time Abaribe met Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in December 2021 and heard what he said, that means from all that time, Onyendu wife have visited the husband also. There are people that have gone to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, continually asked him about this sit at home, and he said he did not authorize anybody. After all, he's the one that told us to call up the sit at home off. The sit at home, everybody should remember something today. Why we gave that order for people to sit at home was because on 25th of July that they're supposed to bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to court. On 25th of July,
Mazi, please, it seems you mute your phone, please. I don't know what happened. Mazi Nasa. Mazi, can you hear me? My goodness me. I don't know. You mute, or is it automatic muting? I don't know what is happening. But we must continue. Do not forget that we are still on this platform with Mazi Chinasa Nworu. It doesn't matter the ups and downs that we are experiencing, we must continue. I think Mazi Nasa, I don't know what happened. Or is you muted your phone or something like that?
nobody muted my phone. I didn't mute my phone. How can I mute my phone while I'm talking?
No,
I didn't mute anything.
Your voice just ceased. It's not from here. It's not from here. Go on, please.
And yes. So I don't know. So everybody's supposed to know.
Speaking. Oh, this thing will just kick you out without warning. I don't really know. Mazi, please continue. My goodness. Mazi, please continue.
Mazi, since we are having so much attack today,
yes,
on this platform,
the system you are using will just automatically go off by itself. I don't know why, but go on, go on.
Mazi, I don't know. My system is okay.
Go on, because it's not from here. It's not from here, honestly. Continue.
Okay.
Yeah, continue.
Okay. Okay. Everybody should know the reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was supposed to be brought to court. This did not bring him to court, and there was this strong rumor that time that the life of Nnamdi Kanu was in danger. That this particular time that he could not, even the women in America were rumoring that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has only 2 weeks that he will die in the DSS dungeon. After considering the pressure in Biafra land, the DOS had a meeting. The pressure was so much that people were leveling all kinds of things, saying we are the one that sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We needed to take a measure. That was why we came together. We said, let's kickstart from here because we know the Nigerians want to march on the street or protest and people will be massacred. We said, let us follow it from this angle. When we called for the sit at home, we gave like 1 week before the sit at home was activated. None of the lawyers were allowed to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The sit at home started on that Monday. We started that sit at home. That was the day. That was, I think, 8th of August or 6th of August. That was the day, 6th of August. That was the day allowed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a geopolitical Nnamdi Kanu that day. And he said we should call off the sit at home. But even though Within that 1 week, we put that sit at home, asking people to buy things for their homes and everything that we use. That was when we were getting pressure nobody has seen Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because we have the gods of the land have told us that we have wakened this land. That for us going to call this sit at home off, it is not going to be easy. It was very difficult for Mazi Doziem. We begged Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we set up this sit at home. Allow us to control it. We know the tactics we want to use. Allow us to handle this. This sit at home was not meant to come to this level. This sit at home, we're having a target because the day I made the pronouncement, I made it very clear that it is does it mean that people like us do not tell us? Those who attacked that sit at home for the fact that we believe in the supreme leader, this struggle is a command and control. We said we have to obey Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, even if it's in the DSS dungeon. It was very difficult. We said, let us obey first, and whatever will come after, that we have to handle it. It was very difficult. During the weekend on Saturday, Mazi Doziem came on air before the next Monday. We even asked, give us 1 month. We have said this thing. We are the ones to go out there to control it. We know how we set this sit at home. We know the plan. The leadership know how they have molded attack from day one. And at that particular time, Mazi Doziem called off this sit at home on a Saturday. And from that particular moment, when that sit at home issue was happening, was about to happen, we called it off. What thing people don't understand, that they don't know that this chief man, you see, told him that he's going to give him one position in IPOB. When they were having their meeting on who will take over the radio, we knew. But it's so sometimes we have to be mature, because we don't come on radio and talk about everything. When they were having the meeting with him and the Perima to hand him over the Radio Biafra, we knew. The people in the meeting communicated to us also. Okay. When they do give the instruction, we followed. We just want to do the normal thing. But as far as they took that, because they were having a sinister plan against this struggle. God knows what they have been telling Onyendu pertaining the sit at home, but what I can tell you on many occasions, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has sent people. I can tell you he has sent Nnemeka, Barrister Nnemeka, to talk to the Perima to stop this sit at home, and he will insult the barristers. He has spoken to Maxwell to tell this guy, don't do this thing in my name. He insulted them and they pushed them aside. But I don't know how they are twisting it with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, delaying it till it got to this point that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have to release a written document. Because I am sure all the things these criminals are doing, only do is he has seen that when people are coming, they are telling him things, people, in the name of IPOB, that we see how serious those things have been coming on air to shout. And people said, I am calling the name of IPOB on the radio. We don't call them to kill our people, to do kidnapping, ransom taking, forced marriages, rape, land disputes, traditional leaders disputes, and political issues. These are not IPOB members. And we continue. The first announcement I made on this was on 14th December 2021. We continue to talk to our people. Many understood what was happening. We have fought this battle for more than almost 2 years, and we have money before they came and raised it up again. Let me say something, because this issue, there is no way we can talk about it without bringing a lawyer Jimakor inside, because it all circles around him. And there is no way we can explain these things. When he brought the message to the public, for a very long time. And I can tell you, Onyendu have even asked them to institute a case against Eberima in Finland over using his name for more than 1 year ago. But I don't know how they have been maneuvering it with Onyendu until he loses his patience. Let me make it very clear. A lawyer, when there is a breakdown in communication, there are people you see, they don't want to communicate with you because they have their own plans. They have what they want to do. Ejimakor does not like to work with any member of the GOS. Nobody in the GOS, the frontline GOS people that I know, who communicates with Ejimakor because of certain reasons. It's not because of yesterday or because of day before yesterday. Everybody knew when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was renditioned from Kenya. The IPOB, at that particular moment, I can inform my fellow GOS member what is happening, or maybe what Barrister Joko said, or what Barrister Jimakor said. At a point, some of them feel like as if there was something, maybe I'm not explaining things to them very well. I feel in that way. Some say, these lawyers are India. We can bring them among the GOS to speak to them, to understand how they are moving, how they are handling Onyendu case. And everybody accepted. Some of the GOS members who are always worried of what was happening in the social media, everybody, all of them, everybody, we said, can we speak to this lawyer? Because I've got 4 years on ADK. We brought in Barrister Joko. We brought in Barrister Lawyer Jimakor. We want them to brief us, to understand this case, because many things we hear on social media, they come out, they make, that time they come out, a Lawyer Jimakor will write his own visit, Prince Kano will write his own, Kalonta will write his and next to speak to a lawyer, Jimakor. A lawyer said, did we want him to interrogate him? We summoned him. Why we summoned him? He took the telephone. Said that the GOS summoned him This is the first hour. We let him know we are not summoning you. We want to understand what is happening, all this brouhaha in the public. I can bet you people, when he handed over that telephone to the lawyer, we want to hear from him. He handed over that. Everybody, this is the number of each man. If you want to get any information from him, you can do that. So that whatever he tells you, whatever he tells me, we can be able to understand what is happening. Some were communicating him, but their communication were not efficient enough. They are not getting the sense. Some of them feel tired, but I continue because I know all the more danger. Somebody must be there. We can't keep everybody far, irrespective of anything. Ask him. I continue communicating. Along the line, when the case in Kenya was rolling up, we come outside. We know we are the leaders of this movement. We keep a lot of things in our hearts that is not meant for the public. But if you want to use it to blackmail us, to make us look like stupid, we will tell the Biafrans what we know. And the Biafrans will be the judge. At this particular point, that was in September, when they filed a case in Kenya. If everybody can understand, that was in September, in December. Anytime Onyendu is going to court, you will see Sahara reporters and all the newspapers, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu technically in Kenya, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu technically in Kenya. I saw this report 3 times. When I said, what is happening? This technically in Kenya. I went to see the same message. It was just like they are recycling the message. I took it upon myself. I called Ejimaka. I said, Palestine, can we stop whining our people? I said, can we stop whining our people with this Onyendu technically in Kenya anytime they go to court? And I made it very clear for him. I said, Palestine, I have sent somebody to Kenya. I told him. I said, I have sent, and I sent somebody to Kenya. I told him, I know everything. I know what happened. I said, I know. Even the person lost his life on that mission. There is also another IPOB member. I'm not going to mention his name. He flew into Kenya also. Because we want to know. We know everything. Please stop every mistake, everything that Mazi Chinasa Nworu, I know, stop whining people. I told him, can we focus on the case and stop? And I said, you, that this nonsense they are in Kenya, nothing is happening in Kenya. I told him, forget this small thing, these things they make. At a point, Barrister Geoffrey, there was somebody on the where they want him to go to Kenya to go and follow the. We're not talking on social media. We are not coming here to talk. And at the end of the day, I told Ejimaka, tell Onyendu, nothing is happening in Kenya. Jimakon, let's stop using. And I asked him then, who found you a lawyer in Kenya? It's like a British finding you a lawyer in Nigeria. I told him we are Africans. I told him I know Kenya very well. Onyendu knows. I told him, of our people. I'm not going to go far than this, because if I go far on the other side, it will not be fine. But I will stop there. But I told him, he told me it's true. He went in and told Onyendu what I said. Onyendu said, what I said is right. At the point, I told them, order of my police said, let us focus. Onyendu is in Nigeria. We have made move in Kenya. They said, people, both the DOS got a lawyer. If people don't know, people are talking, the DOS, through Mazi Chinasa Nworu, we got an international lawyer in Kenya. After making a move, all we did, we said, okay, said, Onyendu is in Nigeria, let's focus in Nigeria. If Onyendu comes out, if we need to do anything in Kenya, we will switch to that side. But for now, Onyendu is in Nigeria, let's put our energy in Nigeria. Along this line, Ejimako has not been very cooperative anytime we ask him questions. Ask any DOS member. When you ask him something, he said you are questioning him. You do him this, you do he. But for me, I don't care. When he do, also I raise my voice. When he want to do like this, I will raise my voice. And at a certain time, I told him, I said, barrister, you are a lawyer for IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You are not an IPOB member. I can tell you till tomorrow. If somebody like even a state coordinator, a zonal coordinator of IPOB comes someplace with you, that person should be talking. When that person is talking, allow him to speak, because he is an IPOB member. Your duty is to correct him whenever there is any legal implications in what he is saying. You can step in and correct him, but you don't speak. You can be special counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We don't have problem with that. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sent you somewhere, go for that. But don't speak for IPOB. I have reasons, and we know the reasons why. I'm not going to say some of this because respect is a reciprocal, but we need to. I got covered on code today. As some of them have code today, yala. This is how. Ask any DOS member. Is it anybody in good communication with Aloye Jimakon than me? Nobody. But at the time, I saw what is happening. Every one of you knows what Mrs. Bridget, Father Megwa, and the, what do they call him? Radith Charles. Every one of you saw what they did to this struggle. Mrs. Bridget, all of them came up. Before Mrs. Bridget and the code did anything they did, Mazi Doziem sent me and Chukwu the former to speak to people in America. We spoke to them on several occasions on radio, trying to clarify them. We are not satisfied. I know what Mrs. Bridget told us in that meeting. That even though Eperima did not sign the document, we should hand her over the document. She will make sure she signs it. So it is you, Eperima, will. All of you were there, Mrs. Bridget. They are the one, the women in America, they were the one push Simon Eperima and tell him to fight because they want to dislodge the leadership. After all that said and done, after all these things, I don't know what they are telling Onyendu, because all these things are in the public domain. Every one of you saw when they made their vote of no confidence that they have removed the DOS, that the people in charge now is the Directorate of Fair Mystery. Every one of you knew about this. Every one of you knew that the women, Oyibo brought out a document, even Oyibo went to the point to Onyendu's wife, ask her to authenticate the document that the husband told her that if anything happens to him, that she, Oyibo, will become the next leader for the indigenous people of Biafra. Oyibo, the wife of Oyibo, the Oyibo herself, contacted Lolo Uchechi Okukano, seeking her to authenticate, to sign that says she have approved. Why Oyibo was doing that? Darlington, one Darlington in UK, the man they used to send our address where Radio Biafra distance, on one side, pushing Lolo Uchechi Okukano to make a video saying that the leadership, since the leader is in the detention now, what is the man's name? One Darlington something, one old man that we used to use address in this thing. He was also pressurizing our leader to make a short video for him to display that now, since the husband is in the detention, that Eberima now becomes the new leader for the indigenous people of Biafra. All these things were going on. Pressures were coming from all angles. At a point, all these things are happening, Mazi. That is where our anger, where Ejimako is, even deeper than that. All these things was happening in the social media. They're seeing everything. There is a meeting me and Mazi Dozim was having in America with some of our people from the GOS, a Zoom meeting. Some people in America, as I'm saying now, some American coordinators and people there know what I'm saying. Somebody in the meeting told Mazi Dozim that he will not take any instruction from him because he gets his instruction directly from Onyendu in the DSS dungeon through his lawyer. Mazi Dozim, he said he will not take any instruction from Chike Dozim, Mazi Chike Dozim. He said, which lawyer is Onyendu giving you people? He said he's getting his instruction on how to run America through Barrister Aloy Ejimako. Some of you don't know about these things. Mazi Dozim told him, if you are not ready to serve under me, because when informations are passed, information that's supposed to push down to the regional or the state, he doesn't do it. He don't want to do it until he gets instruction. How can a movement survive with people of such mentality? And these are people that want to come back to IPOB. So Ejimako become a medium of instruction to them. Mazi, on that, Ejimako now, I don't know how he wake up. I don't know who gave him that impetus. I don't know who. How did even Onyendu know? Who started lobbying? Onyendu is in the DSS dungeon. Somebody is recommending him that Bridget and the Father Meva should be brought in as members of the US. When Mrs. Bridget and this group, when we have broken them, most of you heard the voice message of Bridget, where he was telling people, when we broke the agreement, she went to somebody that did not do much because every information about this struggle is controlled by the GOS. That they cannot operate unless, you understand me, they are having information from the GOS. They knew. That is when they started, okay, since they are not having information from the GOS, they need to now plant people inside the GOS. Even the younger brother of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu put mouth in that subject also, that what we're supposed to do, we do not need to question, we don't need to ask anything as long as Onyendu. So if we see something that will destroy the struggle, and we know that Onyendu is not being given the right information, you people are not telling him what is happening outside, then you want us to bring Bridget and Emegwa, put them in the DOS. Irrespective of any plan, who will announce it? Is it Chike Doziem, the HOD? Then we are looking for who they will use and make that announcement. To put Bridget and Emegwa inside the DOS. If we do that, the pressure come on me, I am not the one in position to announce it. Even if I come and announce such, how will Biafrans look at me? See how they want to destroy you for their own selfish interests. I told Ejima, the day Ejima raised that, I was very upset with him. The following day, I called him because I know to him, in a bad way for trying to even tell us like that. And I spoke to him. I told him, if you go back, tell Onyendu, say it is not proper. Even if you want to bring these people in the US, when he comes out and see how things have happened, he can do that if he wants. If DOS is not for me, tomorrow I may decide, Onyendu can come out tomorrow. When he come out and do this, and I told him I resign. I resign. I become a normal floor member. I am just serving the people of Biafra. I can do that. Because at this point, if anything happens, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will say, we abandon the struggle that he left in our care. If not, I will resign, become a normal member, pay my dues normal. Nobody calls me. No more 20 hours meeting. No more 30 hours meeting. No more 40 hours meeting for trying to fix things. I could remember what Ejimako told me. He told me what we are doing is just the behavior of the brothers of the prodigal son. That when the prodigal son wants to come back to the family, everybody listen, that it is. I told him the Biafra struggle is nothing to compare or quantify with the prodigal son. People are dying in this struggle. Prodigal son went and squandered money. We are not talking about money, we are talking about life of people. Bringing Bridget and Mmegwa into the DOS is a catastrophe. I don't know how to, I don't know how to show double face in my life. And will be the last person. Because I know what Mrs. Bridget have caused this struggle. I know what that woman has caused this struggle. But I reserve my comments. Because this is a woman that I respected, I give her attention, I explain things to her, but I found out she is a dear devil. Woman that is just destined to come and destroy. But for them, they think they are doing good. They don't listen. They don't even want to hear. Everything you tell them, it doesn't enter their head. They don't want to know. And how can you work with people who don't want to know? That was how this issue of Ejimako and all these things. And at that time, when Onyendu said to these people, and I explained to him this, expecting him to explain it to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. No, they won't explain. The brothers, Kingsley, the brother of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, came out and be screaming, we are disobeying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He gave us order, we disobey him. You see, that is the blackmailing word they use always. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu tell them to do this, they refuse to do it. You remember why I said this thing on air? Because he was blackmailing me, blackmailing the leadership. That's why I opened and I said, this is what happened. Because you are pushing me. People are asking me, what is it that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told you to do? You people disobey him. What is it? As if there is something. And I know that when I open my mouth and say it in the public, Biafrans will say, what? And I can ask every one of you. Everybody knew what Bridget, Rabbi Charles, and Father Mmegwa did in this struggle. If they said, throw a vote for them to come back, will anybody accept them? Is there anybody who will want these people to come back to this struggle, to sit with them and discuss? It's very impossible. Now, another point. When things are going not right, we're trying to, because we rely on them to pass information to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the one we can pass. But when you pass to, sometimes he will ask me, you have information from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? I say, yes, I have. And sometimes I know any information I give him, he will first ask Kalonta if he will tell Onyendu or not. If Kalonta don't approve it, he will not tell it to Onyendu. Because there was an issue. One day we called him in a meeting. I told him, This is 1 year plus 6 months. Mazi Nnamdi had been rendition. And I saw you came out to, you try to exonerate the brother of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the secretary, that they know nothing about the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the kidnapping and about his rendition, that they don't have anything, they don't know anything about it. I said 1 year and 6 months. Why is it that Onyendu don't want to exonerate the GOS? That the GOS did not know anything about his rendition, because that is one thing. They have killed many people. That is one thing people have suffered. That is one thing many GOS members, it has become a stigma on them as people who sold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. As I'm saying this thing, I want everybody to just open your ears and hear what Ejimako told me. Ejimako told me he have never seen anybody who said that the GOS is behind the rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And this was there's another lawyer there, man who was there. I said, did you say what? He told me he have never heard it. Nobody have ever said that GOS. I said, really? Ejimako? From that day, I became more careful. That was when I realized there is nothing. And along the line, most of you did not understand. There are some newspaper publications Ejimako was writing to defend Eperima. When they became, and every time when we talk with him, he tells us, hey, you people don't give me money. DOS, do they give me money? Who are we giving money? Which lawyer are we giving money? There is no lawyer. IPOB is taking, most of them do this job, even help from their pockets. There is no money. They are the one meeting on the leadership. There is no money they get for them to give to them. And we believe you that is meeting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, if there is anything he's supposed to give, he cannot. If there is a case we want you to go for it. We will, because that is always you people give money. DOS, do they give me money? Maybe because we are not giving him money, he look for where they are giving him money. But to bring this story, what the that leads to people to confront Ejimako late. Nobody, unless a stupid person like those, these conspirators, nobody, no IPOB member or no IPOB leadership who did not know that it was Onyendu that gave the note. We all knew. But our problem was that when Ejimako was given that particular letter, he went further to go on the newspaper, on the television, and Rise Television. That is where the anger comes in. To tell people that he knew all the things we are saying about the criminality in our place. Himself also knows issues where people have been taken. He knew that. We tried also to help to make sure those cars were recovered. Ejimako knew. When baby, let me say this thing very clear. Everybody remember baby. It is because of baby that we send rain inside Uruala. Because Ejimako called. Then one day, there are people disturbing in their place. That they said they are ESL. I told him they are not. We continue investigation and found out that baby and his gang have relocated from also when they were having problems with those people and went to Uruala and start attacking people in the marketplace. He called me and I told him, Barrister, these people are not our people, but you are our barrister. You cannot bring this issue, and we kept silent. I told him, don't worry, we will do our best. That was what led to haunting of baby. You remember baby that Nelly Ofe, who they were promoting, supporting the one they were asking Baby was terrorizing Uruala before we sent people in to make sure that Baby and his team were neutralized. How can at the end of the day, people committing crimes, you now come on the national television and say the same people of Simon Ekpa is the same, they are the same followers of Nnamdi Kanu? How can you say that? When you know that somebody tell you he's an autopilot. This thing did not happen months back. He told you he had his own liberation army. He had this Biafra Liberation Army. He's the prime minister of a Biafra government in exile. You knew all this. These things are not new to you. And you said they belong to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi, this is where the problem comes in. This is where you see the anger of Biafrans on Aloy Ejimakor. There are many things that we don't need to share on earth. It's not necessary. But this is where the problem comes in. He knew when the prime minister turned himself from spokesperson to ESN, every title he has taken. And at the end of the day, he knew. He said he knew all the publication. How is the prime minister? He knew all those things. He saw those things. He saw his liberation. He formed his own liberation. He saw his autopilot. How can you take all these things and say they are for Nnamdi Kanu? I want to understand. Unless there is something Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is telling you that we don't know, and if he's telling you those things, so what is the essence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu telling you he did not authorize it for anything? And that is where the problem comes in. Yes, Madububu came on air. He said everything the message they sent, it is based on that. Madububu is saying that I think Madububu will be coming on air tomorrow also. And he can clarify on that. Yes, I guess the experiment is from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. No doubt about it. Nobody is arguing for it. That is how it is. But one thing is this: why after 2 years? Why told the DOS to stop the sit at home from day one? From day one, 6th of August 2021. Then why going in the back? Because Aloy was one of the people who delivered that message that Onyedu said we should stop sit at home. So if Aloy delivered this message in 2021, how can he go from the back also? Working with this chief infiltrator who is using, and he knew, we are telling him, he's in connection with politicians, he knows what they are talking that is happening. So, for people that don't know, for people that came into the struggle yesterday and start talking on the social media, you are one of the biggest fools. Why we don't talk much on the social media? Because it's a crazy world. Everybody have free, as long as you have data, you can type in something. It does not move, it does not shake us because we know the truth. Some people come, they said, what are you doing for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? You want us to come and tell you? Is that what you're looking at? You think the system of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not our system? Because we know there are things. You know how many consultants working for IPOB? Don't expect us to announce it on air. We will not do that. Our own is not, we are not looking for anybody to praise us. And I can say something here, man. Then come they talk about, oh, Chike Doziem don't talk. Chike Doziem don't talk. I want myself, every Biafran here, everybody listening, after this broadcast, go and watch Ojukwu. Does Ojukwu talk too much? Ojukwu is soft-spoken. Have you ever seen Ojukwu talking too much style of leadership? And people must not be like him. If Chike Doziem comes up and is a soft-spoken leader, a weak leader, take him out. Leadership is not about an independent IPO. We want to create IPOB in such a way that anybody can come in and be the leader who is capable, whether you talk or you follow the principles and the structure and everything in place. You come, you think. I could remember when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, some people were talking, oh, had it been Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is as big as Uchemefo, with big stomach, people will be afraid of him. You see in their mind, that is the mentality they know. Just like some men, they just want a big woman, a very gigantic woman they will marry. Because that makes those who marry a small woman not to have the same thing they can get. Why I'm saying this is that all these people, the IPOB media warriors, these kind of people block them on social media. Or we have passed this stage. And one thing people don't understand is that in this movement, is stage by stage. There was a time we are trying to people here. We are trying to share. We are trying to, you understand me? When they were calling us miscreants, that time, we do everything to make sure that the public, the international community, knows us. To new IPOB. They knew the reason why IPOB is agitating. Nobody call you a miscreant again. Today they address you as a Biafran, or they call you a member. That is the thing. And when we have come to this stage, we need another strategy. The way we speak, the way we convince people, the way we talk to people. At this moment, it is not your papa, your mama. You educate somebody because you have a lot of information to pass out. Because they are new, they have nothing to offer. They can't even make a simple argument. They can't be constructive. That is why you need to be very, very... Mazi, to go further on this issue, you know, the visit of Madubugu have opened the eyes of many things. Just that short visit, a visit that had been denied for over 2 years. We wish, because you found out that for 2 years, they have lied for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on many things. And which our brother was saying, who is feeding you? Madibu was asking, who is feeding you this? Let me ask everybody, you know, when I come on air, I want to explain things that people can understand. Let me ask all IPOB members, families around the world. Any coordinator, parent, do you communicate with Talonta? Do you tell him the day-to-day activities of this movement? No. Do any one of you present him what the leadership is doing, you know, from the top to down? No. But how can he be able to know what is happening in IPOB leadership? In IPOB. He is not in IPOB presently. Even before, he's just because a brother to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he paid you. He don't even know how IPOB. I have been in this struggle for. He may have discussion with her, there is no doubt about that. But in IPOB structure, I have never seen him in any meeting for IPOB structure. I have never seen him for everything we are doing. So where do they get the information? Example, all of you saw what he wrote last time that they went to Chinasa's hotel in Imo State, where they came to catch me. Then I ran away from the hotel. The other time he said that my parents are living in the military barracks, that I took my parents and ran, they are living inside the military barracks in Abia State. Does this now tell you people when this blackmail that the moment they arrest Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that Chike Doziem, Chinasa Nworu, and the more powerful were in Nigeria cruising with their jeep and lavishing money? Have you people seen where that are you seeing the connection? All these things, I'm telling you, they're going to feed onion with these lies. And Onyendu, of course, he's a human being. He can be wondering, is this the people I left? Is this the men that I left that are doing these things? Some he might believe, some he might not believe. But I'm not putting any blame on him until he comes out. These people went to the point. Chinasa Nworu, look at the media warriors, the job all of you are doing. All of you coming on the social media. You know why I'm saying this thing? You know, somebody almost immediately I am saying these things because maybe tomorrow, if I'm not alive, Onyendu comes out or anything happens, people will say, Chinasa once said this thing on the radio. These people went to the point to say that IPOB leadership don't talk about Onyendu again. The media, we have totally, you understand me, that it is now, we are doing, that we have hijacked the radio. All the protests we are doing around the world, they don't tell Onyendu anything. They don't tell him people protest for him. They don't tell him anything. What they go there is to say, the leadership do this, the leadership do that, the leadership do this, they did that, they did this. And sometimes, even to the point, there is somebody I'm not going to call his name, that is an in-law to Onyendu. He goes to visit Onyendu sometimes. This is a man, I have never spoken to him in my life. I don't see him. I cannot recognize him. Chike Doziem have not spoken to him. Because I know if me and Chike Doziem, me, Chinasa Nworu, have not spoken to him, automatically it's difficult to hear that Edoziem has spoken to him, or Mazim Surumike, or Azayoba, or Abani, if I have not spoken to him. A man who have not spoken to these are people to do the job. I'm not talking about myself because I am on social media for 10 years. And my message is only one: restoration of Biafra. Anytime Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being detained, I will also continue fighting. And somebody will go and tell, they are feeding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with lies, making him to go crazy, because when he's
here, Mazi, can I cut in here so that I continue with the flow? All these things that are happening, and these are the grand plan of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu being kept to destroyment. Do you think that these people are helping as they are talking about release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but actually the actions are proving otherwise, showing the Nigerian government, the great continue detaining him? I think that with all these things happening, that it will be easy for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released, because the Nigerian government might be thinking, look, the more they continue, the more there will be confusions and the movement will be destroyed. Don't you think so? Mazi, continue.
Mazi, let me tell you something. If you ask Mazi or former, you ask other people. Even if we feel upset about something, we can only communicate through the lawyers. We don't have any other means. Sometimes also, somebody like me, I don't communicate. Reasons, I have reasons. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in the hands of the enemy. Messages, if they to somebody, or like a signal for the person to stand, they may not effectively communicate that information. We don't write. Reasons are, if the enemy is in the hands of the enemy, if they find out there is a grudge in us, with the black men, with everything. First, let me tell you, people in America, I want to ask every one of you, because I'm saying this, and these are the lies they have put on the members of the people in America. Something. Is it the account in America? Does Chike doesn't know what happened in the account in America? I'm sure the answer is no. Is it Chike doesn't people in Germany, the German family? Is it Chike doesn't that closed the account in Germany? Is it Chike so that you people will know the lies they put on this gentleman? They told Onyendu that Chike Doziem was the one that closed the account in America. The account, me and Chukwu, your former, went to talk about. Even we become enemies because we asked them when they were saying it is in Nayanya. We told them, give us evidence that it was Nayanya that closed this account. The people, the women in America are there. If I am lying, come and tell me. Me and Chukwu, the former, told us, give us a subpoena if you think, so that we can show it to the leadership. Say, this is true, it is not. But today, they say the Chike doesn't close the account. They say the Chike doesn't close the account in Germany. They say the Chike doesn't close the account in South Africa. You know why I'm saying this thing? So that all of you will open your ears and know the type of black men. The type of black men these people are doing. And the person who generates most of these black men is coming from Kingsley, Canada. Every black man against Chike Doziem and all these things comes from Canada. They say Chike Doziem counts in Italy. I call these 4 countries so that all of you will be awake. The day Onyendu will come out. You people must stand up to tell him the truth. How you people's accounts were closed. Today, Mazi, every Biafran, remember, did you remember the note Halunta circulated everywhere? Are we not contradicting ourselves that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu banned the GOS not to talk about Simon Ekpa? Banned. If somebody has that paper, please republish it on social media. They brought this document because we were exposing what they were doing, and they were not happy because they were using him to do certain things. This document was in the public domain. So if wanted to ban the GOS not to speak about Simon Ekpa, now ask yourself, Onyendu said, make a paper disassociating himself. Also, if we want to be selfish, we will say, let us wait until Onyendu leaves the ban. Until he leaves the ban, that GOS should not talk about this. Mazi, are you understanding what I'm saying? Because we know what all that the game they were operating. The documents are there. They share it on social media. Mazi, when I start shouting about Asari Dokubo, when I was screaming about Asari Dokubo in Imo State, because I knew Asari Dokubo was working. I knew Asari Dokubo was imported. At the early stage, it was OSPAC. that Dave Omahi, it was Ospak that Hope Uzodinma was working with Wike. Ospak, they continue to kill Ospak in Imo State, kill Ospak in Imo State. I mean, Hope and Wike went a different way before he contracted Asari Dokubo. Mazi, do you believe that all that time Asari, today Asari is also shouting everywhere, his private army, he's saying how he came in Imo State. Do you believe that when I was shouting and Powerful was writing press release against Asari Dokubo, they brought a message that only to say Powerful should not write about Asari, because Asari was working with Hope Uzodinma and they have a business with Hope Uzodinma. I am saying it on the radio. Powerful is there. They told him, don't write about Asari Dokubo again. If you write about Asari Dokubo, this will happen to you. What are we doing to ourselves? Then Asari wins until they saw Asari in Aso Rock, where he was pronouncing how they will kill, don't release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. All of a sudden they wake up. They come to tell us, hey, nobody is saying that we are there. Asari is attacking Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, nobody is saying anything. Is that the way? Why all this? Are we not big enough to take decisions that will make this problem go forward? Let me tell you people one thing. Denial and shifting blame is a very big war instrument. People should know that. Denial and shifting blame is always a strategy by secret. This is what we have gone in the hands of our people. I don't want to talk about the ones they lied against me. Will lie. And I said, okay, maybe the accounts are there. She can well only look. I will make it public. There are things I will never want it to go under the table. I started to ask. I said to myself, when was the last time I had anything to do with the Nayanya? Because why I'm saying this, these are information that come out. I said, I hope she has the record. I have said this thing on Radio Biafra on many occasions. 20th December 2021. Everybody put this date down. 26 December, that was the last till date. Anything to do with Nayanya. This is the last day I stopped requesting anything from Nayanya. The last day I have spoken to her. The last day I have given her any message till date. Reasons are there. There are reasons. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was rendition, he gave instruction, if we need anything, we can take it from Nayanya. Money for things, and we know the site he's talking about. I used to send Nayanya messages of our fallen people to bury, people that have cases that they bring out. I'm sure any transaction she makes, I am 100% sure she has the account. She is not somebody you can get money from her without writing the reason for the money, which I knew. They are all there. But the time I was very careful before this date was when I requested money from him the first time, after Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was brought in Nigeria. I make that request CC to Chika Edoziem, CC to Nzurumike, and CC to Chukwudi Ofoma. When I sent that request to her, she told me that if I want her to release any money, I should not CC anybody about any request that I want, if I want to get money from her. I can only send it to her. And I didn't feel comfortable because I know the way this woman behaves. I said, if I do things only with this woman, why now I've all got to say one day. And the message, because they will, when they will, they'll just come out and they will start blackmailing you. I know, I think ahead of them. The same message she sent for me, I sent it to myself. I sent it to HOD, sent it to Mazi Nworu. I said, see, I'm making a request, but I want people to be aware that I'm making a request. But this woman told me if I gave anybody CC of my request, that she will. Then, Mazi Farm advised me, this is a simple thing, make request to her, and just for her to see, then you send a copy to a dossier or that's all. I said, okay. The request I make for her, I make screenshot, I send it to Mazi dossier. And most of the request was people in the court. People that were being held, people to bury, many people were mainly burial, people being held, and some of the officers, their parents died, they need to bury them. That was where the range of our requests. Now, on 26th, I made a request about some of our members in the prison in Abuja, which Mrs. Egole was inside, Ngozi that day was inside. Many of them were inside in Abuja.
Mazi, do we need all these details? Is it not so
Mazi,
detailed?
yes. No, Mazi is very, because that accusation is there. Are you understanding me? I'm saying it because the accusation is there. I may not be here tomorrow. We don't know. But I'm saying I just want to cut it short. Mazi, at that particular time, I asked this woman, there are people in the prison in Ebonyi State and people in prison in Cross River. When I ask, I want to say why I stopped communicating to her, asking her for anything. That's where I'm coming to. When I asked her, I asked her to send money to people in the prison. It was during December time, there was cold, and some of them are still in prison. They're still in prison till today. They're still in prison. And the people in Cross River, I told her, please, I didn't ask something that I can do also myself when I have money. Send Ebonyi people 200,000, send people in Cross River 150,000. She told me she will not do it. That unless I give him a lawyer. I told him these are people in the prison. The one in Abuja that gives to Emeka, understand Emeka. The one in there gives to their welfare. These guys are in the prison. It's cold period. She told me she will not do it. I told her why. That she should not ask her unnecessary questions. That was when I told her I will never come to you again to ask help for our people, because I found out you are using it as a ransom. She told me if you don't come to me, other people will come to me. Until today, I never go to her because I'm a man of principle. And I sent it to Mazi. I don't know later whether she sent it to them, and that was the end. You know why I'm saying this thing is the way they have planted to destroy this struggle. And there are people, when we see them in this struggle, we start shouting. But let me give you another example. You see the audio message you hearing where they will say they will kill Madbu, that Onyendu gave him weapons. Which weapons? It is Kalonta that started that lies. That was what he used and deceived many people in Biafra land. When he wants to blackmail you, and people believe him that his brother Tomazina, that Onyendu gave you so things, that you sold it and get the money. And that lies is still 3 times they have gone, they want to kill Madbu because of that thing. 3 times. Something a man does not know, have no information about it. Nothing like that. People have died, they are defending those things. But they, because they're holding the money, they thought they would destroy the struggle. Their aim was to dislodge this struggle, but today they have understood that this Biafran mission is ordained by Chukwokika, not by man. When they hold Mazi, when they were trying to destroy, you see this boy they call Solomon Ebo in Enugu State, in UK, the one that following them we talk about, that before attack Mazi and say he have begged him. You know what they do when they hear some of our members have problems? They call them. I'm telling you, maybe they're listening. And they know. I know everything. They will say, why this guy didn't say it? We keep it for the rainy days. There are many information. Everything they did, we have. He called one of the principal officers in Biafra land. He said, oh, we hear you have, it was Solomon Ebu, called the guy. We know you, we hear that you have house issue. What happened? Why they have not paid your house issue? He said, I have told the leadership, they told me to wait. He said, oh, you are waiting for the leadership. They will not do it. They will eat the money. They will never give you anything. They blackmail chicken. When he talked like that, he dropped the telephone. Few minutes, Calendar called the guy. You tell the guy, I hear that you have problem, house problem. Why you don't come to me and tell me this? The guy said, well, I have told the leadership. He said, oh, leadership? They will never chicken. They will not do it. Ask him, how much is your house rent? The guy told him. He said, I told you they will never do it for you. People that are hearing my voice, you know what this leadership have done for all of you. Both the one from our boss and the one the leadership have tried to keep to make sure this struggle is moving. Yeah, I mean, when they deny us fund, they deny us fund. You told the guy, okay, send me your account number, I will put that money for you. He said, excuse me, I need one favor from you. This is Carlota talking to the guy. He's a principal officer. He said, I need one favor from you. He said, what's that favor? He said, I want you to go around the state, collect the workshop of every ESN commander, one form. I want to be arresting them. The guy said, frankly, I don't know about ESN commander, so I'm not aware who is who. If you need calling my name where he is, that he start to abuse the guy in papa, in mama, curse him. He called the guy on.
I ask you, Mazi, please. You know why I say this? Let me ask. Which money is this guy, Canon Takano, dishing out? Or we go IPOB, or we go and Kakbaya? That is what. How can an organization be held hostage?
Yes, not me.
The fund, and now they'll be using it to as they want to, do well and this and that to gather favor from people, whereas the organization is there with the structure, and we believe that things are going well.
How are the men in their possession? And they go, when they do that, when they cannot, they go to Onion, they tell you ESN nothing. They are not doing anything. Whoa. They don't know about ESN. They don't know the work of ESN. They don't know. But what they are good in, if they hear that ESN pursue Fulani somewhere, some of them run to a governor. Tell me, you see, ESN give some money. They take money on behalf of ESN. We have all the record. But I'm not going that side. Because As no, no, but Mazi, look, trying to say we here, but the things they have done, I credit the leadership. Because of me, what have I done? And somebody can ask them, what did Chinasa Nworu do to you people? Ask them this simple question. What have I, maybe because I'm so outspoken, they cannot intimidate us. We are not people that they can come and bow down for them. We don't bow for people. We respect Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We adore him. We obey him. But if we reach where the siblings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will ride on our head, because if not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, every member of the family of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have ridden on this struggle. They have ridden on this leadership. If they have did this to us, and we are still here respecting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that is a very great sacrifice. We have not, because of what his family did to us, we have not disrespected Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for one day. I have brothers and sisters. Chike Doziem have brothers and sisters. Azayoba have brothers and sisters. Mazi Nnamdi have. All of us have brothers and sisters. People who are outspoken also like us. But all of us cannot be. I don't think my brother can insult somebody because of this struggle. My sister cannot insult somebody because of this struggle. We are contributing, and many of us. This one, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sibling will insult us, blackmail us. His sister will blackmail us. The in-law will blackmail us. Then you ask yourself, what are we in? If we are not called for this struggle, by now we will be having problem everywhere. Look at the person they nurture. All that they did with Eperima was to destroy the leadership. Nothing more. There is nothing more, nothing less. All this thing you see Eperima ranting, all this, they were feeding him with some information. Sometimes Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will give information to a more powerful. To put it in a press release, they will also, they got an information. Give it to Eperima. Eperima will use it and run to the additional orders. They were sabotaging this struggle for 2 years. When we finish we are done, let Chukwu Ikabiama do the rest. So, you know, if I go on this land, we are not going to live here today. And I would like to stop here. In case there are questions you want to
this, news headline.
Are you there?
Yes. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I muted my distance with you. Sorry. Yes, I was talking before. I said yes. There is a question about this. There is one news or news headline talking about the Nigerian defense chief. He said that IPOB that is going to finish IPOB. You know, I want to know from you. Talk about it, please. What has brought this? Is it because he is a new, defense chief, or is it because of maybe the way he saw things are happening with like what you have been describing with Onyendu siblings and others, what they are doing? You know, what brought about? You say your days are numbered. The defense chief wants IPOB. What do you have to say about it?
Mazi, like I made a short post on that particular topic. Our days are numbered. How? It is his own days that are numbered. He just came in as a defense chief. He has a limited time to be on that seat. his own situation, his own position is number, not IPOB. We are here for eternity because we die, our children continue. Biafra, do you understand me? It's not when Buhari came in, the dead Buhari. We fought him for 8 years and he's gone. And common the chief of staff is telling us our days are numbers. That's to show you the last knowledge of whom he's trying to fight against. If our days are numbered, why couldn't Buhari achieve it? If they think our days are numbered. For me, that's why we are fighting about the criminality in our land. Because they use all those things trying to step in. You see how they that they deceive. You understand me? Ignorance. So the few people he has caught these days, his shoulders are high. He thought he's catching IPO. And he will say they are IPO because not smart enough. That's what we would have started. But we first build IPO as a movement, an ideology. Can be able to destroy IPOB. Where will he going to destroy IPOB? In Abia State, in Imo State, and if, as we have found out now, we are going to convince somebody in his family who will start talking about IPOB inside in his office. People who will be making arguments about him. That is very simple, Mazi. People can come. He's the new chief of staff. He have right. Talk is cheap. He can say it. And when he's finished saying it, the other ones that came in, Rabo and all this, they all said those things. So we are not worried when he say our days are numbered. If he say our days are numbered, let him expatiate. He said he's going to kill IPOB members, kill the old Igbo people, or what? Mazi, I will tell you something. Let me use this chance to think something. Our people don't know what is facing them. They don't know what the Nigerian government is doing against them. That is one thing you have to know. Our people thought that the struggle for the restoration of Biafra is about IPOB. No. In the international circle, in the government of the world, different governments, both in Europe and everywhere. What Nigerian government does is to blackmail the whole Igbo race. When they are writing anything against IPOB, they only put IPOB as a separatist group. But the whole blackmail, using the derogatory words, is against the Igbo race, against the people of the Eastern region. And you see them, their plans, they are telling the foreign countries that you see these Igbo people that are in your countries making money. These Igbo people that are making businesses, you see them that all their money is being pushed to Biafra land through the Hawala system or through a clandestine operations. To form the separation, say these words to the Western world. They became careful because the Western world is always jittery when they hear about China. They know what Chinese kind of messages Nigerian government push out there to the foreign countries. So when those who are doing this job for them, tell them, don't worry, we are getting them, we are doing them this, we do them that, we do. And it is not only about the Igbo people, they even some part of Edo, they put them inside. Everybody, some part of Edo, they will rule that area and they show you that the former, that is so. People are just disturbing themselves. People are just out of ignorance. They don't know what is facing them. Our people have put their minds so much on this buying on what to eat, they don't even know the danger they are facing as a race. That every morning, if Nigeria have that capacity, if they can, They want to know every single money every Igbo man sent into Biafra land or sent into Nigeria. Because of IPOB. That's why many of them have said this kind of statement. They're supposed to rise up against him. Because when they say IPOB, they think, oh, they're talking about these IPOB people. But how many people are being killed because of IPOB? Because you are evil. You are being profiled. You go to the airport. They know you as an evil. You are being profiled. Buhari did this thing in Malaysia. When he was in Malaysia, he talked about the people bringing bad name for Nigeria and people from the southeast in particular. And the Malaysian president tried to correct him. You can't come to a country and you try to segregate your country to talk down on a tribe. Our people must understand. They were here. Asari Dokubo lashed on them. Why won't the defense chief lash on them? Well, one thing I have for the defense chief. This is a war. Boko Haram is dead. Their days are not numbered. It's IPOB in the southeast, and their days are numbered. Well, I'm not going to challenge. What we are doing is to debunk the rubbish that he has said. If he said that he is the chief of staff, that nobody do this, then the young one now, let him come. Let him come and they end IPOB. Or if he wants, I bet him. Let us bet. Let us bet. Everybody said, the chief of staff, I bet him. I bet him 5 million naira. Let him end IPOB and give us date, the day he will end IPOB. It's a challenge. Let us make a bet. Tell us when you want to end IPOB. In 1 year? In 2 years? I bet him. 5 million naira bet. Those who knows him, tell him that Chinasa Nworu bet him to destroy IPOB. If he destroy IPOB 5 million naira, I will give it to him. Thank you, Mazi Chinasa.
Ndewo Mazi. And before the lines are open, I want you to address all these things, all these issues too. These 2 points I want to bring out now. You know, it seems we have forgotten. We are in 2023. Last few months we saw the election in Nigeria. Before that, our people have been massacred. Even the rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, supposedly, among other things, Igbo president quieting him to stop him so that there will be Igbo presidency. Mazi, for me, this is not something that should be forgotten in a jiffy or in a hurry. That's why anytime I'm on a I'm always asking, where is the Igbo presidency 2023? So what I want, because this thing, they used this thing to massacre our people and to make sure that IPOB and Igbo, they are crying for agitating for ministerial posts. No more Igbo presidency. So, is the leadership action officially, or are they going to ask it? Because we shouldn't, for me, we shouldn't forget this in a hurry. Igbo presidency, Igbo presidency, Igbo presidency. That is number one. The second, because I want you to treat the 2 questions before we open the lines. And the second point is this. We saw the statistics, the report of the checkpoints in our land, that I think this year alone 600 billion naira taken out of the purses of Biafrans in the southeast, and if I'm not in Biafra land, southeast and south, so to say, only this 600 billion naira. You know, from 2020 or 2021, 2 or 3 years back, they talked about 2.3 or 2 point something trillion naira taken out from our pockets, the pockets of our people, every Biafran. So, and some time ago, when our leader was there, we talk about, you know, taking all these checkpoints out of our land. So please, can you address these two core issues, please, so that people will hear it? There will.
Mazi, the issue of Igbo presidency, we leave it for them, to be, maybe people who have time, they can ask them that, because before that, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have said that there is nothing like Igbo presidency, and that they will never get it. How many times have he said that? On many occasions. Even when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in detention, we continue with that message. But anytime we try to preach or educate our people on that, they see us as a threat, that those who get. You just saw what happened. That's why during thinking, it's not going in Nigeria. And the more our people made up their mind and move forward in this work. As we were in a meeting the other day, one of our members said, if time is the time of Tinubu, this is his own time. When do you think our time will come, or the time of Ojos Okalo will come? That means we're talking about, if at 70-something is the time of Tinubu, when do you think will be the time of Ojos or time of, you see the kind of people who are being given Nigerian presidency. Igbo presidency is one thing is that our people will be talking, attacking their own people, than to focus and move on. For us, in IPOB, the Igbo presidency is over. That was over. It's over. We thought the next time also when they come out, we will tell them again. This is a dream that cannot be realized. It's better that you support this movement for us to march on for the freedom for Biafra. What we are preaching is what are giving people the impetus, the strength to rise up. Like somebody said, there is no revolutionist in Nigeria who can take up things and make it happen. You can only find them in the Sahel. That's why you see queues happening up and down. In Nigeria, no. Even if a queue happens in Nigeria tomorrow, it will have a within the army sector, divided nation. If an Igbo man take up the power now, through a queue, what will happen? He come against the Yoruba will come against him. You took the power because Obi, you took. Then if an Hausa man takes power now, they will say Yoruba will say, "Oh hey, you don't want Tinubu to rule." If who will do it? That's why any presidency, nobody will allow anybody to be able to rule him. You can't be a leader of another people. You can only be a leader of your. These things they are talking, their friends were stuck. Then you presidency or where the presidency. You know our people love division so much. They remember, oh, position, they want to be acknowledged, people want to be want to, everybody wants to be the leader. In what you said, only for the report about police extortion in our place is right. That's to show it didn't start today. But we found out that it's something that is not going to go away very soon unless we restore Biafra. Because one thing is you put pressure and remove the police or the army along the way. Some of them remove their commuters, not safe. There was a video since yesterday. We were part of the people that attacked that sister along that Enugu Express. And some ESN officers whom were assigned in that location managed for 2 of them. If you watch the video, the guy went asking them, where are those guns are using? He says, the Nigerian police is exploiting us. The governors are taxing our people. It is a land. The pastors are calling people in the pulpit. Nothing is working. It's a country because they see it's the safest way to make money, oppress the people. Them with the government knows. The governors. Leave this for me. It was like when Mama Joseph was still alive. This is the way police operate in our land. That's why that time you will see like a correct road, tax force people who are collecting money. They maybe he bought it from Okalu, pay cash for the month. Every month is returning, and they go with army, go with police, collect money from people. The same way they are doing on the highways. This road to this road. Now me get this road. All the returns have somebody they are accounting it for. Make una leave this road.
slaughtered or to be, and they go their way.
Yeah,
Nobody else. Slave mentality.
When they start this from a Delta State to the church, and you are happy. Why won't policeman exploit his own? Why won't you be happy? Because we have demonstrated stupidity the highest level. So these are the situations, but we continue to fight it. And I know if Biafra is restored, some of this problem, people must say bye-bye to it. Thank you, Mazi Chinasa.
There was Mazi, something that entered my mind, although you talked it, please, you see what is happening in Africa today, mostly West Africa. One of the main reasons why the West wants to use Tinubu and co to fight Niger Republic or the military junta is because of coming from Biafra, from Okwa. That's why if people are saying that, oh no, this thing doesn't concern, I laugh. Because it concerns us more than anything. So, what are you going to say as the lines will be open? Go on, Mazi.
Mazi, thank you so much on this particular issue. I want to tell our people, because our people are people of emotions. They don't critically analyze things. You see people coming on social media, let's go to Russia, let's go to Russia, let's go to this. They are not asking. I have said this in that international politics, from our experience, from things we have done, people we have tried to engage, we realize it is not on emotions. You cannot win the hearts of countries that have economic interest in your place through crying or through impressing them or through telling them, oh, we need your help. It doesn't work that way. If our people understand that the genesis of the whole problem now coming up is because of our own natural resources, some people don't understand. Some people don't even understand why they have militarized Oguta with the Nigerian naval base. They have stationed a big naval base in Oguta. Why? People don't understand why killings is going on in Izombe. Most of our people don't understand why. Most of our people don't understand what is even happening. You try to write something to make them think. Somebody will tell you, how is this thing going to remove Mazi Chinasa in the prison? One of the most stupid questions people ask on social media. Reasons. But you ask yourself, how come, if it is not interest, how come it is a CIA private jet, a CIA, Phoenix airline, chartered airline is in America? How come it is a CIA agent chartered flight that was used to carry Mazi Chinasa from Kenya to Nigeria? How come? Who is interested? Who and who is part of the plot? How come? How come that after the rendition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that Nigeria will spend $670 million in the USA and Europe large IPOB with internally? That's why you see 4 governments in exile in abroad, 4 in America, and the 1 in Europe. 4 governments in exile. You ask yourself, is this a coincidence? No, it's not a coincidence. You know, many people do sabotage. They do these jobs and go free. They make money and go free from it. Nobody is being killed. Nobody is being... That is why you see everybody, this guy don't make money by shouting and fighting against IPOB. They make money. Now, Mazi, this issue is something I want our people, we have to be very, very careful. But I'm going to make certain things very clear. Like you pointed out here, the Americans intentionally blew up the Nord Stream gas pipeline that brings gas from Russia to Europe. It was intentionally done, and they denied it. And that's why I said here at the beginning, I said denial and shift of blame is a war tactics. It's something being used to deceive and disorganize and sabotage many things during a crisis like this. Why did they do that? Because they knew the pipeline. I think most of you have seen the pipeline. The pipeline that runs from Imo State and Abia State is gas pipeline. It's led down from our own land. That who led this? Chevron. Chevron is
Mazi, do you know on record they say the gas pipeline from Nigeria from Warri, Mazi?
It's a lie.
No, that is what they write on record. You know, that is what is written.
It's a lie. It's a lie. The pipeline comes from Imo State. If they say it's in Warri, we shall see. You understanding me? We shall see. They say it's from Warri, no problem. We shall see. This pipeline, Chevron have invested over $19 billion because they want to be selling gas to the European countries. They don't want Russia to be selling for them. That's why they attacked the Russian Nord Stream pipe gas line. Now, our own gas Imo State and Okwa. The same pipeline did. France, Nigeria gets royalties from the royalties. But our place where the gas is being put, we get nothing. No electricity, nothing, Africa. Now, this pipeline, there is something Nigeria don't understand. Mali discovered that this pipeline that goes through Morocco, France did not want to tell, they didn't want to tell Mali so that Mali cannot get any royalty. So the money goes to the France. So France led this pipe from Niger at the border of Mali, part of Mali, and go to Morocco. So the royalty money for Morocco, for Mali, goes in the pocket of France also. And this pipeline goes towards Tunisia. That's why when we are talking here, you were talking about Tunisia. Tunisia is all these things they are exporting and deporting blacks. They are being supported by Europeans. They don't allow them to come here, do anything. They won't talk about them. If it is something that they will be shouting, human rights abuse, human rights, now they call it immigration policy. That's what they call it. They are not seeing how Tunisia is throwing people. Had it is Paul Kagame that is doing this thing, you will see the whole newspaper, how evil he is, how this he is, if it's in Africa, but in Tunisia, they're supporting him. When they throw them in the border, they send the edge, go there to go, we record, they throw them. This is an agreement between Tunisia and the Western countries. Our pipe goes in from there. Now, Mazi, let me tell you something. What is happening in Niger is something that is designed to happen. And I want our people, everybody listening, for those who want to run, they have circled you. You are running nowhere. That's why you see the Northerners shouting, we don't want war. Now, these Russians have drawn a line along the Sahel. They have taken Guinea-Conakry down to the West African coast. There is a sea. From there, Guinea-Conakry with Mali. Mali, Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso, Niger. Niger, Chad. Chad, Sudan. Sudan till Port Sudan. So they have crossed, and there is war in Sudan. Now, if there is anything happening in Nigeria, people cannot run to Chad and go to Sudan because that route, maybe they want to run to Saudi Arabia, they want to escape. No, they are not escaping because there is war in Sudan. Now, from Gamborungala, heading to N'Djamena heading to the border and head to Niala in Sudan, Niala to Khartoum, Khartoum to Port Sudan. They can enter the ship to go to Saudi Arabia. This route, because there is war in Sudan, is closed. Now, Niger becomes the center of everything. War. If Nigeria go to war, they will be sabotaged. That is something our people have to know. They can never go to that war in unity. Mazi, the former president, which is Bozum, he is from the Fezan tribe, a minority tribe in Libya and a minority tribe in Niger.
Yes.
From the Fezan tribe. This Bozan, a couple of months back, you saw there was a clash between oral abuse by the pickup. And now, this Tachini, who is the present, the coup leader, who is now in charge of Mali, he's from the Hausa tribe, Mazi. And you know the Hausa people, this is first time power is falling in their hands at this very critical stage. And the most of the Hausa, you see them also down in Nigeria, in Kano, in Castilla, in all the 7 northern states. So if Nigeria tries to go to war, automatically the Hausa people war. They will sabotage it. They want to humiliate Nigeria. If Nigeria go to the war, they will be humiliated. This tag the British put on the side of Africa will be removed. They will be taught. You know that border, as long as the Russian mercenaries are there, people will be massacred. So for people who want to go Libya route, we are going to Libya, all this route is crossed. You see what is happening in Burkina Faso. But Mazi, this I'm saying is a normal thing that is there. But I'm telling you how it's going to affect our people. Number one, all our people coming from Europe, all the flights from Europe, the ticket fare will jump, it will skyrocket. That is what is going to happen. Because now Niger have closed their airspace. Every airspace, every flight moving from Nigeria to Europe, the shortest route to go to Europe is from Niger to Tunisia. They head to Rome, they move either to UK. That is the shortest route. Now, when Niger have closed their airspace, tickets, airlines, these flights will no more be going from just fly and take off the Niger route straight to Europe. No. Now they will come down in West African side. Maybe the flight will come through Benin Republic, go from Cotonou, Benin Republic and enter Ghana. Maybe now go, if Mali is still giving them airspace, they will now go from Mali. Now, so you see any flight going from Europe when they pick up. So you will see flights coming even from Middle East cannot come through Sudan and go Niger and land. No, they may go through Uganda, go this route. And they can't go through Libya. You know there is a war in Libya, so that what happened with Malaysia Airlines in Ukraine, in Russia, Chechen will not happen. Because passengers airline, Libya, there is still war in Libya. So there is no possibility of passengers going through this route from Libya going to Europe. So if you're buying a ticket before from Europe down to Nigeria by $1,000, I am sure you'll be buying it by $2,000, $2,000 something dollars. If you are buying airline before 1,500, be ready, you are going to buy it like $3,000 because the routes will change, but the gas will always be pumping from your place down to Europe. But now, when they burn the Russian pipeline, don't you think that Russia knows that Britain and America you think they want the pipeline to continue to fly? That is why you see America. You come to Biafra land. People thought that the British petroleum have left. No, they are there. They are British gas and oil exploration. They are using this global, Sterling Global, an Indian company. This Sterling Global, they are specialists in oil bunkering. They are the ones stealing our oil under the pretext of the British gas and company. So, contract they will give it to them. But the mother is the British gas and oil exploration. But you won't see their name. You will only see Sterling Global. They are stealing in Opa, stealing in Obaru, stealing in everywhere to tap. Because sometimes people don't understand. Can you imagine pipelines that pumping oil? Somebody will go on the high sea and tap and fix his own pipe. Who can do that if you are not connected with the shipping lines? If you are not connected with the companies? Who is shutting down the main flow station for him to put in his own pipe? This is what they are doing in our place. And they are not ready. Yes, we kick them out. To kick them out, all of us must understand what is happening in our land. We must understand that they are exploiting us. We are not saying people should not do business in our place. We are not saying people should not do panel, but they are not doing business. They are ripping us off. They are ripping us. I mean, I don't know another adjective to qualify this. They are ripping everything we have. That is the situation in Niger. And let me tell you, it is very, very complicated. Very complicated. One thing our people have to know is what the Americans and the Europeans used NATO and did in Ukraine is going to repeat. That's why they are trying to drag this ECOWAS to see if ECOWAS will be that, that baby boy they can use to manipulate and go proxy so that they can fight in Niger Republic. That is what they are doing. Tinubu himself, for me, he ran so fast and joined the international politics when he had not even picked his cabinet. Now he is trapped. He goes to the war. For me, he will be the biggest coward if he didn't go to that war, Mazi. Thank you so much, Mazi Chinasa.
There war. We must continue. I think we will go into a few minutes breaks, Mazi, so that when later we shall open the lines, I think it will be the best so that we open the lines. I think Mazi, I think it's better. So that people will call in.
Agreed, Mazi.
Yes. Call in and ask questions.
No problem.
Or make useful contributions, please. Therefore,
thank you.
Do not go away as we go into just few minutes break. I know we have taken time, but it is worth it. Because sometimes we must listen. We'll go into a few minutes break, and when we come back, our lines will be opened so that we take calls. Please do not go away. We'll be right back.
Kaije, kunitenu kaije. Kaije, kunitenu kaije. Kaije, kunitenu kaije.
Hey ya,
Kaije,
hey ya,
kaije.
hey ya,
Kaije,
hey ya.
kaije.
Umu Biafra kunitenu,
Kunitenu kaije.
Umu Biafra kunitenu. mmiri azala ụmụ Biafra kulitelu
Security Council. And yet France today remains one of the big human rights, and everybody is giving it, the world is giving it a blind eye. United Nations is a body that's supposed to be the watchdog for human rights violations. France remains the biggest risk to peace and security in Africa today. Colonists, because they still are colonized, signed a document which they called the Pact, the continuation. They